Hi, I'm just going to make these recordings as I think of the things that I really been wanting to say. Um, this is another recording about being homeless um, and some of the issues that come up. The thing I was just thinking about is some of the issues that you face while you're homeless. Now, remember, I'm coming from the standpoint that I have a car to live in. I'm not living in a tent or worse, uh, or some facility that I hear there are some. Where do I park at night? Where is it safe? Where will I not be ran off? Where will I be um, not bothered? Where will I not bother others? Where will it be permissible? For the most part, especially as you get towards the cities, and I am an iron worker, and so my job projects are in the city generally. They're commercial projects, and they're in densely populated areas. And the more densely populated an area is, the more likely that there is not going to be a place where I can park that is permissible to do so. And I do stay away from situations where there are a lot of other homeless. Um, I'll be quite honest. I would stay away from any situation where it doesn't look safe. Is what it is. The and I didn't really want to go there because that's an unfortunate part of this, and I want to keep this about my experience. Um, and not try to even speak for even other homeless people. Um, the one thing that I know and I have in common is the fact that I don't want to be homeless, and that I'm working to not be, um, and that it's, from what I can tell, harder than people think, and that there are aspects to it that have not been shared by many people about it. I've heard stories about people who have been homeless in the sense, um, what I hear is different about their stories is that they have still somewhat of a safety net left. Um, I haven't heard a lot of stories about people who have suffered from homelessness, who have made it out of that situation, um, where I didn't hear that there was some sort of safety net involved. Some people could say that I have a safety net, and I do. I have a certain amount of safety net in the fact that I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of job skills, um, that I have that I know I have to stay strong mentally. Um, I am personally fortunate in the fact that I'm not actively suffering from an alcohol or drug addiction, in the sense that I don't use drugs or alcohol. Um, that would greatly compound the situation if I was, or that I was actively trying to mend from wanting to do drugs or alcohol. So I can speak to it from that point of view. This is hard enough completely sober. This is hard enough, and when I say completely sober, I mean in the sense that I have all my wits about me, that I have, unadulterated. It's hard enough. being woken up by people who have jobs where part of their duties they feel is to wake somebody up in their vehicle at 4 in the morning when they're sleeping to go to work the next day by beating on the side of their door in the middle of the night. Angrily. You know, that's a situation that can happen every night. So that's personal safety, you know, is quite a thing. And there's another side to that. As far as in a mental one could easily I can not also live in fear of that. I have to have a positive outlook on my own safety. I refuse to live in fear, but it would be easy to do so. And there isn't really anybody telling me directly, you know, you don't grow up and learn that, oh, if you get in this situation, that's one of the things you'll need to know how to do. That's something that I very fortunately cultivated during this exposure that I've had to this environment. I know that I have to stay in a very good mental space about my current situation. I have to also, it's funny, it's becoming known that being in a mind frame of survival for long periods of time is not healthy. So one of the things I've noticed is that I will almost disassociate from the fact of the bad things that I deal with each day, and forget the fact that I'm in survival mode about a lot of the times, because there's no shelter from that. And for me to stay present in that thinking, it's not safe. It's not good for me. It is better for me to be in the mind frame that everything is okay, in the sense that I am okay at the moment, and things will get better. That's not something I see a lot of. A lot of times when people are in a bad situation, they're not feeling good. They're not happy. And a lot of times, especially like when it comes to drugs and alcohol, that's a great way to mask all that and deal with all that. So when I hear people talk about having opinions about that, it doesn't feel like they, understand that's part of the equation. And homelessness, this is something I'm going to probably repeat. Homelessness, you're always homeless until you're not. So even when you're at work, even when you're at the store, or you're getting something to eat, you're homeless. You're always homeless until you're not. And why I'm saying that is because being homeless has a different set of rules. It has these different impacts to you mentally and physically and environmentally. And what you're doing is you're walking around and being in an environment where most people aren't that. So it can affect, so where do you live? And, the obvious. I've tell people when they ask, where do you live? I say, in my car. I don't hide it. And I also don't brandish it. I will be to some extent with these videos, but that's for a different purpose. So I was hoping to list off a bunch of these things. I kind of said a lot already. I want to make recordings that are digestible, to the point, and so I think I'm going to end this video here, and make a different one when I feel inspired to do another one with another inspired thought about this. Thank you very much.